Okay. Chat. You're live.
All right.
We are live. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
How are we today? We hope everyone is doing well and having a good morning. We have no people yet. But that is okay. We are good. Shrek says hi.
Hello, Shrek.
Oxygen says hello. Good morning. How are you guys today on this marvelous, manic, mysterious Monday? There you go. There's another adjective. I was looking for another adjective. Hello, says Samudra. Prexy, the artist, says hi. Oscar says good morning. Max says hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, friends. Tell me a story. How's everybody doing? It is freezing where we are, literally 31 degrees. Max says hi. The Ultimate J says hi. The Chaos Emerald Collector says hello.
Hello.
Yay, seeing Scott always makes my day. That's Alex.
How's everybody doing today?
Leona says hi. Unicorn says hi. Unavailable says hello from Egypt.
Oh,
Phoenix
wow.
wants to know how we are.
We're doing good, thank you.
And we have a Steph nerd. Good morning, Steph. Oh my God, hi. This is Alex. Amps says hello from South Africa. It's lovely blue skies here.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
It is.
You're probably getting your summer right now.
Freezing here. Freezing. Hi, good morning. Sarah says, love you, Scott.
Good morning. We love you too.
Hello from Indonesia. How are you today?
We're doing good, thank you.
Hi, Scott. From Scott.
Yeah.
Suchita says, hey, love from India.
Hello. Hugs from the Hobbit hole.
From Brazil. Hi, Scott. Big fan. I started painting again because of you.
I love to hear that.
Hi from London. It's very cold. I have heard that it is freezing in London right now. And then mates. That's Creeper Boy.
Hello, Creeper
Dave
Boy.
Says, hey, and Stormbringer says good morning. We've got a bunch of highs and hellos. It's 8:33 p.m. in India. How is everyone? We're good.
We're good, thank you.
Copy drawing, yep. Have you seen illustrations of Berserk?
I have not. Is that a video game? I remember an old video game called Berserk I used to like.
Love your bracelets.
Thank you.
Oh, Richard's here. Hi. He says good morning.
Hey, Richard.
How you doing, Richard? Good morning, friend. Happy Monday.
Let's see if her hair was coming like this.
Shrek Donkey says you inspired me to pick up watercolors.
Oh, fantastic.
Hello from the Philippines. Hello from Texas.
Hello.
Can you please turn down the camera exposure? It's too bright. Can't see the sketch.
I can't, but I could do that if that helps.
Does that help? He's using a 4H pencil, and it is just so light. It's ridiculous.
Does that help a little bit?
It helps a little bit, yeah. Let me see if it helps everybody else. Lots of good mornings in Hayes. Good evening from the UK. Hi from Hungary.
So I was looking at some potential background stuff.
Natalia says, Scott, I've been sick for the past week, but I'm sure your live stream will cheer me up. Lots of love.
Oh, I hope so too.
What are you drawing? Tell everybody what you're drawing.
So
what
this
medium
is
we're going to use today.
This is the photo. I am using it as a model named Victoria Hofferson. And can you guys see that?
Oh, I love that.
I think it's a Witcher kind of thing.
That's beautiful. I like the corset and the boots. Those are cool. Hello from the Czech Republic. And Russian Empire says, nice quiet morning for me. How about you?
So far, so good. It's been kind of quiet. All right, let's use this.
What is that?
This is a compass.
And how do you use it?
Why, I'm glad you asked. It's got a little pointy end. It's very sharp. Put it down, and then from there you can kind of pivot and make a circle. But what you want to do is you want to measure. You don't want to like put it down here too low and have it. So It just depends on if I want to do a full circle. So I have to make sure that I can get both the top and the bottom in the space. But I could also maybe do a half circle, might be kind of cool too. Which, I don't know, I've never done a half
She's
circle.
cosplaying Siri from The Witcher, says Leo.
Ah, nice.
Thank you. Jaxie would like to know what Art Nouveau is.
Art Nouveau is a style from the, I think, late 1800s. And it is a very flowy. If you've ever seen these tools, these are Art Nouveau. And it's just there's no sharp edges, there's no perpendicular lines. Everything kind of flows very, very nicely. And so it's a style that I really kind of liked, and they do this really pretty stuff with the hair. The hair just kind of just follows that same kind of arc. And so you'll see a lot of times with the hair and everything that I will do these little wispy, curly kind of stuff, and I like that.
No, Scott, those are torture devices from high school math class.
All right, so this is the biggest I can go if I wanted to do a
Orchid Iris. I'm gonna let Bethany Primrose answer that one. Is it safe to use linseed oil with acrylic paints?
God, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's a Bethany Primrose question. You know what
so I can make this larger by incremental by doing this, or you can pinch these down and slide it open. But let's see.
Simple Worm on a String says, I have to leave for school soon, but I want you to know you are my idol. I want to be just like you.
Oh.
I think I make decent art, but most people think it's a waste of time that I won't get money on.
Look, I make decent art too, and I've had so many jobs to try to make money at. Being an artist is a difficult thing. It is a tough way to make money. So, but certain people are just, for me, that was all I was really good at. It really is. So I don't know what to tell you, because it's not the easiest career. It's a passion.
Maybe they probably went to school by now.
Okay.
I'm just
Oh, you mean like they're gone?
Yeah. Like,
oh, because you're reading them so late?
No, because they said I gotta go, and then they, because you're verbose. Can you go to Denmark one day?
I would love to. Yeah.
Richard says, doing good here. Hope all is well in the Saba house.
It is. Thank you.
All is well. Very well.
All right. So I think that'll be my circle.
Where did you learn how to draw?
Practice and art school.
And they would like to know what type of CD that is. And I believe they're talking about the record.
Oh, yeah. That is not a CD.
Mm-mm.
That is a record, a 45 record.
Vinyl.
Old vinyl, and it is Level 42, Something About You, which is a good song if you ever want
to. Lessons in Love is better.
Oh,
it's on the other side.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it should be.
No, this is a single, so they never put two good songs.
Flip it. What's on the other side?
Coup d'etat.
So that wasn't mine. That was yours, because I had.
That's what I kept trying to tell you.
Yeah.
For 30 years, I've been trying to tell you that.
No, I had Lessons in Love, and I could have sworn that was on the other side of it. But you're right. They only put one good song in front, and it's something they were trying to promote on the back. Scott, you've helped me to not give up when I don't like an art piece, and to make it into something else or keep going. Thank you.
I love that.
This art will take an hour and a half to finish, because we'll have to be done by 10:30 today.
Yeah.
Got some stuff going on.
Well, it may or may not take an hour and a half. We're gonna see. This might be one of those ones where I'll finish it later. I'm gonna have to turn the light back on.
Or you finish it next Wednesday.
Yeah. So right now, what I'm doing is I am just figuring out the design of the border.
What? Let's tell everybody really quick what type of paper you're using too, please, because you're going to get asked that.
Oh, it's watercolor, Canson XL watercolor paper. And no, I don't measure. I just eyeball it.
Holly says, I love it when you try different supplies and give your honest opinion. It really helps.
Oh, good. It's fun.
Scott plays Overwatch. I have a darker art style. Do you have any tips? Scarlet King, what kind of tips are you looking for? Could you give
Darker
more
subject
specific?
matter or darker medium?
Yeah. Give us a little bit more to yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out the background later, and I'll just work on
what's
the.
up, Scott? And they want to know what pencil that is.
This is a 4H pencil. Dog is back.
It's a Faber-Castell
Faber-Castell
4H
4H pencil, which is why it's so light.
Yeah, that's why you guys are having a hard time seeing it, because the pencil is very, very light.
Let me start inking so that way you guys could see this a little better.
She just went right around me. Come here, let's put this back on. I know you don't like it, but then you can lie down and go sleep. You can snore away. Everybody loves to hear your little snoring into the background. Okay? Little baby girl. Little baby puppy. You're there. Lie down. Rest now. Lie down. That's little girl. Sorry. Old lady dog has to come back in. Okay. Let's see. How do you trace without a projector?
You can use a. There's a few ways. You can use a light table, which is how we used to do it. You can use the grid method, which is a good way as well. You can use. There's the
projector app.
The projector app here. Let me show you that.
We are waiting to get the Ohuhu markers in. They're coming in, but we don't have them yet. Okay,
so the projector app, you just go to your photo library, you pick your picture. Can you guys see that okay?
I can
and
see
I could
it, yeah.
lower the transparency, so if I wanted to, I could.
See that? You go. And you
then,
can trace it that way.
So, but you would place it on like a stand or something like that, and you can use that. You just look at your phone and you just trace it.
Okay. What app is that, honey?
Called Projector.
And that's on an iPhone, guys.
Yeah.
So the app name is Projector. Scott, I love your art so much that I made my own border.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I want to start drawing, and I've done a few pieces with references, but I don't like how they've come out. Do you have any advice for my situation? It would be really helpful. What I do is if I really like a reference and I'm just having a hard time with it, try tracing it. You can project it. You can, like I just showed the app that you can use. I think it's free, that app, and that'll help you. I am not liking that eye at all. Okay, so the Ohuhu markers are expensive as well. So the question was, Scott, Copic markers are way too expensive. Do you recommend Ohuhu markers instead?
I haven't tried Ohuhu, but I do recommend the Art Beak ones. Those are really good for the price. You can get 80 of them for $25, I think.
It's on an iPhone. The projector app Scott had on his iPhone. You can check to see if it's on an iPad as well. Wondering if you have any advice on making time for art. I will assume you're a student and you're very, very busy. Go ahead.
I mean, sketchbooks are the best way to make time for art. I don't think you need to worry about making gallery work right now. Just sketch, just draw everything you see. Get really good at drawing, because drawing is going to be the source of everything for you. If you can draw it, you can paint it.
Do you struggle to find art supplies that aren't made in a country you don't support?
No, I mean,
we have a lot of access to art supplies here.
I think maybe they're saying like, if they don't want to buy something from China or
Yeah.
or whatever. I've
That's hard.
yeah. There's my political activism doesn't go into my art supplies. So I'll say I haven't really focused on that, at least at this point in my life.
Okay, so you guys have got a bazillion questions today. So I'm going to scroll back because I missed a ton of them. Let me just blow through um, and get some of these done. Scott uses the Winsor and Newton watercolors. Yes, that was our dog Arwen. The Ohuhu markers are coming to us. We don't have them here yet. A lot of people are saying good morning and good evening.
Good morning and good
Simran
evening.
used the grid method, and that helped them a lot learning composition.
Yeah.
What do you think will help Noggin come up with ideas for their art?
Like I said, I mean, if you don't want to do something like a travel journal or a daily journal where you sketch the world around you, um, you can study the masters, or you can go to a museum and see, get inspired by that. Uh, you're seeing right now. I mean, there's a photo that I liked, and so I decided to sketch it, and I do that all the time.
Let's see.
I also want to point out this. Right now, I'm not happy at all with any of this. I think this looks really bad, and I'm wanting to throw it away. So
Ready?
yeah, the eyes just didn't come out nice, and I think the eyes was the main reason why I wanted to do this piece, and I ruined it. So this is her eyes, and they just don't look good. So I know, but they don't. And so this might be one of those pieces where I go, okay, well, let's throw some gouache on it, or we throw it away. So I honestly don't know. But I'm going to, rather than immediately throw it away, I'm going to play around with it, see if I find anything. Maybe an idea comes to me, or maybe I can fix it in watercolor. But
The Scarlet King is the one with the dark thing. I use a black pen and lead pencils, and I draw dark and creepy stuff. Any tips?
um, find artists like Kim Diaz Home, who does similar art. Find what you like about their style and copy it and make it part of your own. And do that. Like I had a very graphical style. And so I took that style and I discovered Art Nouveau and comic books and movie posters. And I added that to my style. And I took all of those things that I liked and I put them together to be who I am now. So I would say stop looking at my work if if that's not your style or that's not the kind of way that you would want to do, and start looking at the kind of people who do the similar style that you do. Get inspiration from them. Or you can go the other way and you could say, I've got this dark style, but I want to incorporate a lighter style. And in which case then copy stuff like what I'm doing, or Art Nouveau, or whatever. So that's completely up to you. There's no rules that you have to do. All of your artwork has to be a darker style using darker mediums. You could try darker style with lighter mediums. You could try lighter style with darker mediums. You could mix stuff up. You could do a little. So you can kind of mix and match. It's kind of like customizing your own character. There's no rules to that. And you get to decide. Take your inspiration from what makes you happy.
Okay, so Nicole asks, did you make your movie yourself, or did you have a team that you made it with?
No, it was all me. It was a one-man show. No, I'm kidding. It was.
You can't possibly make a movie
Yeah.
like that without a team of people.
There was probably 200 people involved. I wrote it, I directed it, I produced it, I art directed it, I created the original graphic novel that it came from. But that's a very small part. It is a very tiny part.
We had a large animation team. I produced on the other side, so I did all of the business stuff.
Yeah.
There's paperwork and contracts and bills to be paid and things to do.
Yeah, there's actors and animators
Exactly.
and
studios to deal with. There's so
there's
many
Bear
moving
McCreary,
parts.
who was our composer.
Yeah.
You know, we had Carter Goodrich, who was the character designer. You have so many people
Yeah,
involved.
music manager to get songs for the movie.
Yeah.
You can't do it alone. There's absolutely no way you can do a movie like that.
Well, I mean, not at that level yet.
No.
At some point, AI is going to be able to take all of those jobs and do it automatically.
I vehemently disagree.
Yeah, well, that's okay to be wrong, but that's your choice.
And we will see. Okay, right now you are using a zebra brush pen.
Yes, I'm using my zebra brush pen.
Where do you buy that?
You can get them from Blick.
We also get them from Jet Pens if you don't have access to Blick. There's been a couple of people. Okay, so before I go there, let me ask this question. A few people have said that they're tracing, but they still can't get the proportions right. You got any help for that?
I don't know how. Tracing is literally copying one-to-one what you're seeing. So are you not able to see your reference well in your tracing? Are you using like a bad app, or you're just not getting a clear view? What is exactly happening? Because I would need to know what's going on with that.
There's several people who've asked that question. So somebody give us the 411 on that. Give me a sketchbook that you would recommend for people first beginning to draw.
Oh, you can get any sketchbook from anywhere. It really doesn't matter. I mean, Blick sells them, or you can just go to Barnes and Noble has sketchbooks.
Okay, so for those of you asking for tips on watercolors and inking and everything, go to the Art Hacks playlist. There are a bazillion videos there of sketching and doing different facial features and body parts and a bunch of different things, and you will be able to find a lot of inspiration and a lot of education stuff there. We have not tried the Ohuhu markers yet. They are coming in soon, so we have no thoughts on them until we try them. And by we, I mean Scott has no thoughts on them because I haven't tried them yet. I'm watching the short with Crayola's 64th birthday pack, and that art is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Let's see.
So again, not happy so far with anything I've drawn.
Nurvik is here. Marguerite is here. I do not draw. I can do stick people, but I do not draw. I like to journal, and I write. I try to write every day.
You know what I think it is? I think some days you just wake up and your hand isn't doing what your mind wants it to. I think it's just a little off. Like the parts are there, but it just is missing the magic. And I think some days there's magic there, and then some days there's not. And it's frustrating because you're just like, why aren't you doing that magical thing that I normally watch you do? And I don't know. And so you just have to just
work with what you got.
Work with what you got. Yeah. It's weird because I'm like, these lines are just not magical.
Well, just because they're not magical to you doesn't mean they're not magical to everybody else.
Yeah, but
I look at your paper every time you draw stuff, and I'm like, wow. And
but I'm the one who's doing it.
Exactly.
I'm the one who's sitting here feeling horrible about it. And
well, Astra says I love your art. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. But I've done this type of thing for we'll say 10, 15 years now with this style, and I've done it so much better before.
Maybe some days it doesn't click.
That's what I'm saying. And
Today's Monday, by the way.
What I want everybody to know is that is what I'm feeling right now, what's going through my head right now. I want you to know because I know as artists, we all do this to ourselves. And I want you to know that you're not alone. As artists, we go, gosh, nothing I draw today looks great. Like this isn't anything that like I found this really nice photo reference and I'm ruining it. And now I'll never want to do it again because it'll always be associated with bad art for me. And so it's just one of those things that I want you to know. All of us do it.
When you were casting your movie, did you have specific actors in mind that you cast, or were there people you wanted but they couldn't do it?
There was only two people that I had in mind when I wrote it, and that was Ian McKellen and Patrick Warburton. And fortunately, we got them both. There was a lot of actors that we were
Oh God, we talked to so
talking
many
to
actors.
and who wanted to be in the movie. And I remember Justin Timberlake wanted to be in the movie, and we thought that was kind of cool because he's from around here too. And but he wanted like double what everybody else was
Yeah, it
making,
was ridiculous.
and we couldn't afford him.
And sometimes you can't get through their managers either. Sometimes their managers are just really stingy and just are trying to get as much money as they can for their client, which is their job. But anyway, sometimes it's an interesting
Yeah.
interesting thing dealing with all of that. There was a question. Do you have a certain technique for drawing faces?
Yeah, I mean it's different for women than it is for men, or I could even say it's different for a more feminine look than it is for a more masculine look. Um, but yeah, different techniques for different faces.
Do you record and repost? Yeah, the lives go live as soon as we're done.
Yeah, so you can
They'll
watch this
compile it.
later.
Yeah, you can watch the whole thing later. Devant says, "Hey Scott, do you think paintings are supposed to have a time limit? I'm an art student and we have a time limit to complete 2 paintings, but I just can't complete it."
I think it's good to have a time limit. There's no rule that says they have to. I mean, our friend Bethany, who's one of the mods here, she has some paintings that have been around for probably a year that she still hasn't finished. She does oil paintings.
Yeah.
And yeah, so as a rule, I like to finish a painting in a day or in an hour, if I can. And but I have done larger pieces that took me weeks to do. But I think for school, it's good to give you limits to tell you, okay, just learn when to say when. And I think a lot of artists, they get into the minutia, they get into the details, and like I could draw this is like a kind of like a furry kind of cotton kind of thing, and I could draw every like little bump and whatever, but I don't need to. Um, and I think that's good practice.
I love how people simplify things when they ask questions. It's kind of funny. Yes, I do journal. Let's see. Yeah, guys, there are so many comments today, and it has just been going, going, going. So if I missed your comment, just put it in again, or you have a question and I missed it, just put it in again, and I will get there. What inspires you the most?
The beauty of the world around.
Not your beautiful wife.
You are the beauty in the world around.
I love you. Thank you. At what age did you start professionally drawing?
Professionally is a tough word because like I got my first professional jobs in college, but they weren't like, I'm a professional now and I could support myself. It was a job and I got like $400. but it was, it was publishing, and and my art went into a book, and it's a professional job, but I wasn't able to support myself. And I've had illustration jobs throughout my career for the last 40 something years. Never, well, not 40 something, 30 something years. I've never been able to make a career of it. So it is when you say professional, yeah, you can have a professional job, but that doesn't mean that I do it for a living.
He's breathing awful heavy over there.
Yeah.
You can probably hear a dog in the background sneezing away. How do you know if a pen will bleed when you paint over it?
Well, I use the same pen and the same paper, so I know it won't bleed.
I guess trial and error.
It is. It's trial and error. You find what works. I work with the zebra brush pen, which just traditionally doesn't bleed. Huh?
I
Oh.
cut my finger. I was trying to figure out why my finger hurt. My hands are very chapped and cracking from the weather. There is a video on drawing perspective in the Art Hacks playlist. You can check that out, and that should help. How can I get more people to see my art?
Well, social media is the best way. That's for sure. And I would say, if you can, try to produce more art regularly. I mean, I'm producing a piece of art every day. I try to post every day. Uh, it's a commitment if that's what you want to do. And I've been doing this on social media, not with the videos, but posting my art for probably well over a decade. And no one really saw it, had no real traction or fan base or anything. It wasn't until I really started doing the videos that I found a fan base.
The Waffle sent you a tip and asked, hey, for the beginners, what are the best pens you've used?
Oh, thank you. The zebra brush pens, the ones that I'm using right now, they're only $2.60, and they're bleed proof, and they're waterproof. I like them a lot.
Okay, so we're getting this question a lot today. So Scott limits the drawings that you see here to 90 minutes. Okay. And the reason he does that is because you guys don't want to watch paint dry for like 5 hours. So, and he stands up when he paints. So it's, also he gets tired from standing.
Yeah.
So 90 minutes is what he's got to work with here, and he gives himself that time limit.
Was the question just about how much time to spend on a piece, or?
No, the questions have been like, our time, how much time are you going to be doing this, and is it best to use a time limit on a painting, and
Yeah.
why is it only the much time that you're here? And so I'm giving a little background.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only human, and I don't want to stand up and do a live for 3 hours. So I'm trying to do 90-minute lives, because that's what I feel comfortable putting into the amount of time that I've got to do. And so I try to work on subjects that I can finish within 90 minutes. That's where stuff like the hair journal and the national animals and the studying the masters in October, and all of those were little watercolors that I knew I could finish within 90 minutes.
Okay. So you are not late. We just started 35 minutes ago, so we have another hour to go. Kiki says, if you want to know if a pen will bleed, do a swatch test. An excellent suggestion.
Yeah.
You can also make sure it says waterproof. That's how you know it won't be smudging. I lost a bit of confidence in my art, so I took a few days off, and now I'm struggling to come back because every time I draw, I just keep messing up and my motivation has taken a hit. Any advice?
No, I'm doing that right now. I feel like I just have no talent whatsoever, and I'm not happy with how this piece is coming out. It's just a part of human nature, and it's a part of being an artist. We're not going to hit home runs every time. Just some days our hand is just not working, in conjunction with our mind. But the best thing to do is to keep working through it. And, you don't have to like the piece, but I think making art regardless is better than sitting and feeling sorry for yourself. Not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm just saying that that is what I tell myself. So,
Narron T says, thanks for introducing them to the zebra brush pen. They've used it for a few months now, and their art has never been better.
oh, fantastic.
I need to understand anatomy because I want to try cute and adorable characters. Bodies are such a weak point for me. My strong point is abstraction and psychedelic imagery.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just simply just a matter of drawing what you see. Get used to it. There's some good books I posted in the resources page of our website if you want to look at that.
Battle Brooks is here and says hi.
Hey, Battle Brooks.
What's your opinion on digital art?
I think it's amazing. I think what people are able to do is just absolutely fantastic.
Choir Kid has some watercolor paint in tubes and wants to try them out. What would you recommend for someone just starting out with watercolors?
So they have tubes and they want to try them out.
Yes.
I mean, get a palette like this. This is a good palette to play around with. Get some good watercolor paper. The paper is the most important thing. So I would 100% find good watercolor paper. You don't have to do something expensive like the arches if you don't want to.
Oh God!
That's
start out with art
yeah, that's
too
like
expensive.
really expensive.
No.
I would start off with like a Canson, or if you can get it, get something that's 100% cotton, like the Be Creative sketchbook, which is like $15. I would do something like that.
Cheryl says your videos are inspiring.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl.
Okay. Yes, zebra brush pen is what he's using. The most important thing is the quality of the paper that you're going to use.
Yeah, this paper that I'm using is mid paper. This is the lowest quality I will use. It's the Canson XL. It is not 100% cotton. I don't even know if there is any cotton in it, but it is what I use for my demos. It's what I use for my when I was doing commissions, I would use that. It is not the best paper, but it is admirable. And the difference, and I did a video on the difference between the different papers. And basically the difference is that the 100% cotton paper, like the arches, the saturation is so much nicer. You get purer colors. That's really it.
Colors, the Crayola colors on the arches paper.
Yeah,
insane. Insane.
Yeah, like you can make Crayola colors look great.
Yeah. What are aqua boards and why are they so difficult?
Aqua boards are cool. I've done a lot of stuff. I did the movie poster and whatnot with it. They break. That's the part that I didn't like, especially in shipping. And I've had to replace paintings or fix paintings several times when I've shipped them. So that's the part that I think is the hardest. But I do like painting on something very sturdy. It's like a masonite. They're very fun to paint on. They're very durable. If you mess up, you could just strip it all back, and it's not like paper which would rip.
What kind of markers did you use for this? I see you paint with them and they don't smudge.
These are not markers. These are ink pens.
Yeah, this is a zebra brush pen.
Yeah, and it is, yeah.
And which markers would you be talking about for if you had seen a previous painting?
They said for this one.
What's your favorite medium to paint with?
I think watercolor and ink, though today not so much.
Jay Clayton asked Bethany Primrose for tips on oil. Who's that in the background? Why, it's me, of course.
It's my wife, Donna.
Currently making art for my portfolio. They want to see the photo reference.
Oh, sure.
Are you going to do a Christmas special soon?
I'm doing a team up with Santa Claus, so hopefully that'll be posted this week.
No, there is pencil work underneath. He did a pencil sketch first, and now he's going over it with the ink pen. Any more Octavias, and are you going to make an Octavia Christmas edition?
I don't think so. There's only 6 more days till Christmas, and I've got this whole week kind of planned out.
What's the difference between a doodle and a painting?
There's a video on that. But for me,
They're all like, this isn't a doodle, oh my god. How did you know you wanted to continue to follow your dreams as an artist?
I wasn't good at anything else.
What are the best social media sites for artists?
Right now, YouTube is my favorite.
There is a tour of the Hobbit hole. If you go to the videos and type in Hobbit hole, you'll see that. All of the supplies that Scott uses are linked in the art supplies list. It is a brush pen that he's using. Your tips for beginners would be draw everything every day, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Just sketch. Don't worry about painting. Don't worry about color. Just learn to draw.
What eraser do you recommend?
I've got a video on erasers, but I personally use a kneaded eraser most.
Any tips or exercises to control line weights better with brush pens?
Practice. I wish that I don't. Sometimes I feel bad because I'm not like a teacher or a guru who could just say something wise, to change everything. But pretty much everything that I've been able to attain has been based on trial and error and practice. And
I love digital art. Any specific apps you would recommend?
I'm not great at digital art, but the one that I think I liked was that Rebel was pretty good. And
Coming out with Rebel 6.
yeah, there's a video on it if you want to take a look.
How did you grow on YouTube?
Posting consistently, I think, definitely helped, and then
Consistency is huge.
and then just finding my voice. I mean, I was just telling Donna. I said last week I did 2 paid ads, and what I did was I took a day off in between each one, so that way they had a little time, alone, like they weren't competing against other newer videos, and I was getting, I think, around 3,000 views a day, and then after doing that, my views went down by half, just because I skipped a day, 2 days, and and yeah, you would think, well, if you're posting half the time, you're going to get half the views, but that's really it. You have to be consistent. You have to not, you can't kind of take a day off, and you need to take a day off. I mean, humans need to take days off, so don't kill yourself. But I'm just saying that was a strategy that I thought, oh, this will be good for the advertisers, and it really wasn't, because the views went down.
Let's see. You showed the photo reference. Do you want to travel to more countries to get more unfamiliar scenery for your travel journal?
Yeah, I'm not a great traveler.
He's a horrible traveler.
Yes, and
he prefers to be in the Hobbit hole, but he wants to get out and say, "Look, I painted in my journal.
I did this.
I did this. I made this."
So,
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a cartoonish drawing?
Yeah, look at the October series that I did.
What are your other hobbies other than drawing?
I play games.
Have you ever considered watching Owl House?
I did. I started watching it. I got about 30 seconds in, then Donna interrupted me, and I never came back to it.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, it was totally your fault.
What kind of car do you have?
This one, 1967 Mercury Cougar XR7.
We have seen Harry Potter. Do you like drawing animals?
I do. They're pretty fun. I did a series of what was it, 30 days of drawing the national animals?
Yes.
There's a playlist of that if you want to see.
Is DeviantArt still a good place to share your art?
No, it went bad a couple of years ago. I mean, I still have my page, but No.
Have you seen Sleepy Hollow?
The Tim Burton movie or the series? I haven't seen the series.
How big is the Hobbit hole? I don't know. I don't know. The size of a basement?
Yeah, it was a basement.
I don't know. Do you like painting or drawing better?
I think I don't enjoy the drawing part of painting because so many things like right now I'm not enjoying this, but I think I feel like sometimes in the painting I could do well, but if the drawing's not good, the painting's really not going to be good. So it's kind of like they're intertwined, yeah.
Scott has made so many original characters. He's written 13 books. He's
Yeah,
written
check
a
out the
graphic-
Dreamland Chronicles, check
Yeah.
out my movie Animal Crackers.
all
All of those
original
are my
characters.
original characters.
He's very prolific.
I like stories.
He's a storyteller. Some tips for Megan on doing watercolor while traveling.
I do have a video on that, but essentially be prepared. Practice, I would say practice at home. Find out what you need.
Set up your little travel kit at home before you go and try it out someplace locally, like a botanical garden or a park or the zoo or something.
Yeah.
That's what Scott did several times before we went to Venice.
I would also say, if you can, not if you can, just do it. Always take a photo before you start drawing because things are going to change.
Yeah. Where people will come and stand in front of you.
Yeah. Honey, look at this little guy looking in the window. Oh, no, there he is. He's over on the tree.
What is he? Oh, he's checking you out.
Yeah.
There's
There's
a
a
little
little bird came out through the window.
What are you? What are you doing?
No, he's asking to see.
Video.
He's asking to see my photo reference.
Well, apparently I was just going to ask, where do you find your photo references? There's a video on where Scott finds his photo references. That's so funny.
Now he's singing.
Tips on line weight. See, he's singing to you because he loves your painting so much.
Line weight. Tips on line weight. Yeah, I've never. Line weight is, as best as I can understand it, is the lighter lines are where the parts that are getting the most light, and the darker lines are the part that are getting the most shadow. So the darker lines are going to be down here, you see, and under here.
They want a video on line weight.
I did one, but I mean, it's not that great because, again, it's not really my specialty. So, but you see, like, it gives it a sense of light and dark.
How did you get so good? Anything other than practicing? No, you have to practice. I mean, I love you guys, but it doesn't just happen.
Yeah. It's a combination of practice, a lot of years, and
oh my God, he's 54, guys.
Yeah.
So many years.
And stealing from, and when we say steal like an artist, it's a tongue-in-cheek. It's kind of like those like free little libraries and stuff like that. It's artists put ourselves out there so that way the next generation can learn and take it from there. It's kind of like a baton thing. So we're here, we're showing our work so that way you can say, I like that. I want to do inking like that over my watercolors, or I want to do a little bit of Art Nouveau. And that's what we're here for. That's why as artists, we have books on other artists. Like just this morning, I was looking through Alphonse Mucha's Art Nouveau books just to see. Huh? Yeah.
No wonder you feel bad.
Well, just to see if there's anything that inspired me to go, what else can I do for the background? And that's why we do it. That's why it's called inspiration.
Who's your favorite comedian?
I don't really have a favorite comedian. I'm not really into stand up or anything like that. But it's funny that the first person that came into my mind was Bill Cosby. Because back when I was a kid, he was the guy,
Have you ever worried about job security and being able to feel comfortable with your lifestyle? Sorry if that's really heavy.
Oh no.
Every single day of the last almost 30 years of being married.
Well, Donna is, but no,
That's
for
your
me,
question.
I'm always trying something new, and I'm always adjusting. Like I said, I've had so many careers. Um, I've been an art director, I've been a game designer, I've been an animator, I've done films, TV, wrote books, did comic books.
He is the king of the pivot.
Yeah, so I've been a writer, a director. So I just try to always see where the opportunities are and then go from there.
What's the sponge in the watercolor set for?
Oh, I think it's just to dab off some of the water with your tap your brush onto it. I've never used them.
The bee's knees says, I'm the same way. I struggle getting out. It's very inspirational to see a fellow introvert getting out there and drawing. It makes me want to do it.
It's not easy. And I'm usually, I don't want to say heavily medicated, but I'm usually a little medicated to do it. So I am.
Xanax is his friend.
Yeah. I just get a nervous stomach and I get.
Okay. So he's drawn so many Harry Potter characters over the years, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can. There's just if you want to go to my channel and just type in Harry Potter, you'll see a few.
Let's see. Tim Burton film. I wonder if you've seen the Tim Burton film Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
If we, your fans, found you on the street, would you mind taking pictures, or you don't like us approaching?
Oh no, I would absolutely love it. Just know that I'm not a great conversationalist. So if you're like you want to sit down and have a cup of coffee, I'm just not that kind of person, and I don't like coffee. But happy to say hi and
coffee with you,
yeah, happy to say hi. Happy to take pictures or whatever. I mean, it would be my pleasure. I'm just how there's people who are natural entertainers and they're naturally like they can do small talk and all of that stuff. I just don't have that. So people who have met me, I just always feel like I leave them with a bad impression.
How long have we been together, honey?
Together, I think 35 years. Our 30-year anniversary, our wedding anniversary, is in just 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is indeed. He did a couple videos on painting Wednesday Addams from the show. The brand of pen that he's using is a zebra brush pen. Mm-hmm. You ever had any bad comments and or feedback from your fans?
Oh yeah. I mean, there was God, what was the I posted a painting. I don't know. I think it might have been the marker one of Gus from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and people were just being very nice. Oh, this is really good. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And this guy's like, you guys have to stop being so nice to him. This is trash. It's garbage, and he needs to hear. He needs to hear when he does bad work and whatever. And I genuinely think that person was trying to say, like for his benefit, you should be negative. And so, yeah. And so I, responded and said, look, thank you for this. But, while it doesn't bother me, if you're genuinely trying to help other artists, using the word trash and garbage and is not really going to help a lot of artists. And there's as artists, we are very sensitive about our work. So maybe try different
adjectives.
Yeah.
Maybe like the colors are not pleasing
but
to
yeah,
me.
but I
'Cause it's
get,
incredibly subjective also.
Yeah.
So if you say it that way, say, in my opinion, you
let me
know,
see something. I do get I do get negative comments daily, and I'm okay with it. Like I said, I
I'll
just
be honest, I'm not okay with it. It irritates me to no end. I I don't like it. I appreciate that it's not somebody else's cup of tea. I fully appreciate that. But I don't see the need, and I see this across mediums, not just with you, but I see this on social media, on everything else. It's that old adage, and I'm 53, so take this with a grain of salt. When I was a kid, I was told, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I think a lot of people nowadays, because they have the mask of being an anonymous person online, they just say whatever they want to say. And they don't think that maybe this person's having a bad day. And maybe
Yeah.
this is going to hurt their feelings. Or maybe this person just lost somebody and they're just in a very bad spot. Nobody thinks about being kind to anybody else. And I'm not saying you have to love all of Scott's art. Wasn't my point here. But my point is, maybe we could all just be a little kinder to
Or
each
you
other.
basically no.
Or a
The
little
the
softer
the thing
with our
is,
comments.
there was a comedian. I don't know if it was Bill Burr or somebody like that who said that if you look at social media and how people respond, it's like those like if you were to post something like at a college or something on the bulletin board, the pin board, right,
Mhm.
saying giving away free guitar lessons, and some person walks up and goes, I hate guitar lessons, and I'm going to take this card and I'm going to go down to that person's house and I'm going to tell him how much I hate guitar lessons. And that's the equivalent of what people do. It's like,
Yeah,
you can see something and go, not my cup of tea, and move on.
correct.
But people feel that they have to post what they're feeling and why they hate it, and that's the
And they have to tell everybody else.
yeah, and I've got to tell
why they
everybody
hate
this
it.
is why I hate it, and this
Yeah,
is
move
then
on.
this isn't for you.
Exactly.
Move on. And so I think that's when you look at that, and if someone just says, something negative, I always hide it. Not because I don't want to see it so much as I don't need those type of people in my life. And I've gosh, I've probably hidden thousands and thousands and thousands of accounts, and so I don't have to see that. And I know people think that artists need to get negative feedback, but I don't think that people, because these people are never artists, realize that we're our worst critics. So trust me, if you think this is crap, imagine how much I think it is, because I've got 50 years of thinking my art is crap.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Scott's never used fabric paint, so we don't have any frame of reference to give you any tips on that. He's worked with alcohol markers. You can look at the last few videos that he's done, and we've actually tried a bunch of those. Is art an all-day job for you?
No, I think producing videos is an all-day job. I probably only get to spend 90 minutes to an hour a day making art. The rest of it is I'll probably spend 2 hours a day editing videos, and then the rest of it is coming up with new ideas or business stuff for.
What's one of your favorite pieces you've made in the past?
Probably the Animal Crackers movie poster. Here
Why
it is.
do you do the line art before the coloring?
Because I like to get the hard part out of the way. The coloring is the easy part.
Please tell us how to paint sunlight.
Oh gosh. I wouldn't know how to do that without reference. In other words, what kind of sunlight? Sunsets, just staring straight at the sun. Sunlight is only, you can only render sunlight based on the environment. So sunlight streaking through a window, well, then that would be the light hitting the dust particles in the air. And so that's what you're seeing. But you would still have to paint everything else around it and then leave that, that one streaky part, like, like a yellowish or whatever. Or is it sunlight, like I said, looking up through the trees and having the flare or something like that? There's so many different ways of doing that. You'd have to be very specific with what you need and find a photo reference or take a photo of that.
Okay, so AK says, I feel like complimenting and then giving tips to improve is the best. Like if you're going to comment on somebody's art.
Yeah, I mean, I would only give tips if they're asked.
Yeah. Moving on. What did you do to your finger?
Oh, it's literally a paper cut. It was just annoying me, so it didn't break the skin. It was just, I kept feeling it.
Joseph asks, you mentioned in the past video you are Assyrian. Are there a lot of Assyrian people here in the U.S.? I can't say that I've ever encountered an Assyrian community here in America.
Yeah, there are thousands, tens of thousands. My grandparents came over the early 1900s, like 1904, from Iran, and there was, as there always is, there was some sort of genocide, political persecution, or whatever, and so they came here. But there are some in Turlock, California. There's some in Chicago. My family moved to Yonkers, New York, and that's where I was born.
Which paint or watercolor did you first start using?
Oh, Winsor & Newton, and I stuck with it ever since.
Yeah, that's his brand.
Yeah.
What paper are you using right now?
This is Canson. It's, like I said, it's for me, it's the lowest grade that I'll work with, but it's cheap. And
Scott has used multiple mediums, and he's explored a whole bunch of mediums. You can try the products we've tried. There's a playlist there. He's tried different pencils, different paper, different markers, different paints. There's a whole bunch of stuff that Scott has tried.
Donna,
and you can see it there.
Donna, can you put some water in here?
Yes, I can.
Sorry, I just need to get some water.
Yeah, hold on a second. Is it watercolor time?
Yeah.
Whoa, you didn't tell me there was already water in it.
Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta tell me.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do with her face.
Where do you get the background stencils for your Art Nouveau, and how do you feel about sketching paper?
I like sketching paper. Art Nouveau stencils. These are Art Nouveau stencils. You can get, these are Artist Loft. These are from Michaels. Stuff like this I'll get from, like Joanne Fabrics or, a Michaels or something like that. You just get different ones. And sketch paper, I have tons of sketch paper that I doodle with. This is Strathmore, and this is where I come up with my ideas, or I kind of work out like stuff like that. We were trying caricature on Friday, and yeah, but I love sketchbooks.
Here you go.
Thanks. All right, so I'm not happy with the face. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw some color on her and see what I could do about it. Let me just get this.
That was about 6 or 7 when he started drawing. Yeah, he was not pressing really hard with Prismacolors. That was not the need for the band. That's kind of funny.
Oh.
Can you tell us some cheaper but good quality what, Harper? You did not say what. Can you tell us some cheaper but with good quality? Tell me what you're looking for. Do you have any tips on inking to make it look more natural like yours?
Yeah, line weight is the thing that I like best. So you'll see I do darker lines. See at the bottom of the lip is the line's darker. The top of the lip, the line's lighter. So where the light's hitting the most, where it's lightest, is going to have a thinner line, and where it's more the darker is where you're going to have a thicker line.
He has drawn Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul.
Yeah, yeah. Blow dryer. So this is one of the situations I think I was saying we're not happy with the line work, so I might go a little crazy with the colors and see if I could make up for. I don't know if other artists do this, but if I'm not happy with my line work, I try to make up for it with going crazy with color styles and stuff or mediums, and I just play around a little more because I'm like, I'm going to throw it away anyhow.
Okay. Do you have any advice for young artists who want to pursue art as a career but have unsupportive parents for their career choice?
I always feel bad for that. I would say,
first of all, let's look at it from your parents' perspective. They want you to be able to take care of yourself in life, and art is not an easy career to make a living at. Go ahead.
Okay. So I would say art doesn't have to be your career. So if you have anything else that you're good at, make that your major and then just take art for yourself, because like this style, I didn't learn till my 40s. Going to art school didn't change my life in any way. It gave me some tools that I would have learned eventually, but that's really all it is. You can make art at any period of your time, or let's say you're an accountant. You can make art while you're on your lunch breaks and whatnot. You can make art when you get home. When I graduated, I wanted to do comic books, but I got a job in video games. And so every night I would go home and I would make comic book art. And that was my thing. And I had a day job that involved art. I did, but I wasn't happy doing that. So my point is you can make it how you want to. So if your parents want you to get, the other thing was I had no other skills. So graduating high school, I wasn't good at anything. I didn't get good grades. I just wasn't good at anything. So art was my only option. And I think my parents realized that. Blow dryer. Okay.
As far as the brush pens go, zebra brush pens. That's what he's going to recommend.
Yeah.
Not Dom's or Camlin's. I'm sure he's tried those, but zebra brush pens are what he uses.
Yeah, and again, there's no, this is the right one to do. If you're asking me what I like, this is what I like, and why I like them is because they're waterproof. You can see I can just paint right over them, and this is just a style that works for me.
Scott uses Winsor & Newton watercolors, and there is a video in the Art Hacks playlist on Art Block. He's always wanted to try sculpture. He doesn't like oil paints, so he's not going to try those. You can show us your paintings on our Discord channel. That is the best way to do that. There's a For Scott section on there. We have not tried the Faber-Castell watercolors. Go ahead.
No, blow dryer. I didn't even know Faber-Castell made watercolors. I always thought of them as more of a pencil company.
Yeah, no, they have watercolors, they have markers, they have all sorts of things. Watercolor pencils, tons of different supplies. I'm on there, I get their newsletter.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. We have a rescue dog, her name is Arwen, she's an old lady. Paintbrushes, budget-friendly paintbrushes, babe.
The ones I'm using right now are pretty good, and they are $50 for a set of 10. So they're about that right? About $5 a piece.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
The
not
ones
budget
I
friendly.
know, so but I'm saying $5 a piece. The ones I was using, these were I think $12 for three, so they're about $4 a piece, and they're travel brushes. And there's a link to both of these on my art supplies list. But those are the ones that I found that worked the longest. Like I've bought a lot of old brushes, and they wind up looking like this, and they don't hold their point. And so the ones that have held their point the longest are those.
Um, Scott has done so many Harry Potter characters.
Yeah.
You can go back to the website and see a whole bunch of characters that he's drawn.
There's videos on them.
Let's see. Scott was about 6 or 7 when he started drawing. We find stencils everywhere. There's not one particular place that we buy stencils.
There are links to some stencils I found on Amazon. I don't know if they're the best examples, but I at least I looked around and I go, oh, these are kind of good. All right, let me blow dry. Blow dryer. All right, so just want to show you. So I'm looking at her face, and can you see this this diagonal line of highlight right there?
Yes.
Okay, so that got broken up with just this. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some water right there and then dab it to give that kind of look. See?
Yeah. How do you feel about stretching paper? I just started and feel it's a game changer.
It's funny. I have a friend who's been posting videos on that on TikTok, and I think that's really cool. But it's so much more work for me. For me, I just
stretching paper.
Like a canvas. You stretch it.
How do you stretch paper?
It's similar to when I tape down my boards.
Okay.
It's a lot of people, they will wet their paper first.
The whole paper?
The whole paper. You soak it in water, and
really?
yeah, it does something to like how it absorbs the paint, and I mean there's so many techniques and cool stuff that you can do. It's just for me, I'm like I'm too lazy, and I just want to get to painting, and so.
Say good morning to Ellen.
Hey, Ellen.
How you doing, friend?
Blow dryer. I think I need a little bit of yellow right here.
Ellen did a great video the other day on, I think it was on TikTok or maybe it was on, maybe I saw it on Insta. I can't remember. Filling, she got the Winsor and Newton tubes.
Yeah.
And she was filling the little pans with the Winsor and Newton tubes.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know why that was calming to me, but thanks for that, Ellen. I needed 5 seconds of calm, and that was the calm I needed. So you guys should check out fiberandbrimstone.com. She's got some great artwork that she does. How do you find the time to draw every day? It's impressive.
Well, when I was making animal crackers, I would use the time that I had to be on calls with agents and lawyers and whatnot, because you're making a movie and everybody wants meetings, and so I would just put a headset on, and I would do a little painting, a little gouache painting every day. And that's I would just make the time while I was on phone calls. Blow dryer.
Oh, Marguerite says, wet the paper, then tape it down with brown paper tape. Interesting.
All right, I'm going to leave that for now.
Watercolors are wild to watch, says Michael. The layering would never occur to me to get the intended outcome. Yes, this is watercolor.
Thanks.
Oh God, which is better for pastas, Bristol paper or Canson mixed media? Don't use paper at all.
Yeah, paper's not good for pastas. They tear it up. It's like sandpaper.
Try the stone paper.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, I wouldn't use Poscas to make art, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't use it. It's like using spray paint. And again, there are some amazing spray paint artists, but spray paint wasn't made for art. Airbrush was. And so that's all I'm saying is, like, if you wanted to make like art with acrylic pens, I would use these because these have a brush tip and they're much easier to use. Poscas are like a hammer, and they're just bulky and
Art Kid wants to know which art material is better, alcohol, markers, or paint?
Well, there's no better.
There we
go. There's preferences.
What do you like best to use?
I like paint.
No, the Art Kid, I was asking them what do
okay.
Rhetorical.
Okay.
Like, you have to find what you like best. That's why
I'm not asking you.
No, Scott's honed this down over the years. He likes to do the pencils, followed by the zebra brush pens to ink it, followed by the watercolor. So he's got a system that he uses that he likes to do. So you have to find what makes you the most happy. And that's what you go with. You'll pick up something and you'll immediately go, I like this or I don't like this. And it might take you several tries to figure it out. Oh gosh, guys. Oh boy.
What's wrong?
There are just so many people are like,
What's wrong? Finish a sentence so I can join in.
Okay. So people want to know what the best of the best is. What are the best paints? What are the best colors? What are the best things? And I'm struggling because what I want to tell them is you have to figure out.
That's like asking what's the best football team? What's the best brand of clothing? What's the best food?
Right.
These are not up for like a debate. Like, these are the absolute best.
I decree this is the
they're
best.
all based on your personal taste.
Correct.
You might like Winsor and Newton, and I like Grumbacher or whatever. It's Schminky.
It's the German one.
Yeah. So, but the point is like all I could do, especially when I do a review, is to tell you what I like and why I like it for me. So there is no best. It's like saying, what's the best art style? Who's the best artist?
And also, a lot of people are asking what's the best recommendation for cheap things, cheap watercolors.
My best recommendations for that stuff is I've done videos on that. I've tried Crayola, which is the cheapest, and I've tried a lot of stuff in between because companies are sending me. So there is on our website, there's a products, under resources, there's the products we've tested, and you can see the videos for each one. So these are things that I would 100% say try for yourself, because what you like might not be what I like, and vice versa. So that's all that matters is the art that you make and what makes you happy. It's like that there was a person here earlier who was saying that they like making dark art with dark materials. Well, obviously I don't. There's people who like doing horror. There's people who like painting with oils and acrylics. I'm not a fan.
People are asking about oils and acrylics today. And I would point all of you who are asking about oils and acrylics Scott's never going to do oils. But I would point you to Bethany Primrose, who's got her own YouTube channel and who loves oil paints. Those are like her favorite things in the whole world. So
Yeah, I think she's going to be posting daily videos on it, right?
I think she said she's going to try to post every other day.
Every other day.
Yeah, every other day.
Slacker.
To start. Yeah. Well, you know, she's got to get started. Oh, do we have a Santa in the chat?
Santa's here.
Do. And Santa says, Merry Christmas and best wishes, Donis and Scott and everyone.
6 more sleeps, Santa.
Nope, 5 sleeps in 7 hours. I have a tracker
Really?
on my Apple Watch. Yep, 5 sleeps in 7 hours.
Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6 more sleeps.
That's 5 sleeps in 7 hours from the very beginning of Christmas.
Nope, sorry. I had it right. You were wrong.
Nope, you're not right.
Santa, she's working her way to the naughty list. She's lying.
She wants Christmas really bad. Santa gets me. Here's a good question. What's your favorite watercolor paper?
It would be the Arches paper, but I only use it because it's so expensive. It's like $2 a sheet.
It's not. It's like $10 a sheet.
No, it's like
the Arches paper.
Yeah, but what I use daily, which is in my opinion just as good, is the Be Creative sketchbook, which is my daily travel journal sketchbook, which is 100% cotton too. I really like this one. So this one you can just pick up for $15. You get like, was it 24 sheets or something, or I think it's 15 sheets.
Santa says, think of all the cookies. I'm so excited for the cookies. I haven't baked yet, Santa. I'm like a negligent person. I have to get baking. I'm so excited. What do you want this year? You want snickerdoodles?
Snickerdoodles are good. I really like those chocolate chip cookies you made. Those were great.
You want those too? Okay. A viewer may just say that you guys are such a cute couple. Well, we haven't chased you guys away yet, so thank you. We appreciate that.
Blow dryer.
Here, everybody's getting into it now. It's all personal preference. Bethany says things are not better or worse, they are different. It all boils down to personal preference. Yep. How to art. Oh my God, this is my first live. I've been so busy with school, I never had a chance to join a live and ask you some questions. Thank you so much for this.
Welcome.
I'm so happy you're here.
Look at how so you see how I'm using blue for the shadows in the green rather than purple. It just looks so much better.
Wouldn't purple make it muddy?
It just tends to, yeah. Green is very temperamental, but if you add a little bit of blue, I just think it makes a really nice shadow.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna do one more little plug for Santa. Did you guys go to his YouTube channel? He's got a new story out. You've got to check out his new video on his YouTube channel. It's really cute, if I do say so myself, and I do. So there you go. Yes, Bethany does have a channel. Okay, so all of Scott's favorite art supplies are on the website, and they are under the resources section under art supplies.
Yeah.
Everything
Scott and I put links to everything, both to Amazon and Blick.
Yep.
So if you don't want to support Amazon, or you have an Amazon account, you do want to, whatever is fine. But Blick is where I usually get my stuff, unless there's a sale, because I am loyal, but I am also frugal.
He really is. He's very frugal. Some of the paper for etchings are very expensive. Yeah. Some art supplies are really very expensive. Get the Post-it out to make the baking list, says Steffner. Oh, I already have a list that I've been asked to make. So
I got us a bread maker.
He did
for Christmas.
And they have recipes for without yeast. I'm so excited. I can't even see straight. Oatmeal raisin. You know, I'm not an oatmeal raisin fan. I used to be. My dad loved oatmeal raisin cookies. Those were his favorite. Let's see. Yeah, $10 a sheet. Wow, I'd never actually mark on it. I know. I almost died when he was like, "Yeah, I bought this artist paper." Thanks, hey, Mr. Saba, thanks to you and your lovely wife. That's me. I've been able to really accelerate my skills. My only issue is that although my skill is great, I can't stay focused for long sessions. Any advice?
Oh yeah, that's totally me.
Yeah.
Me standing here for 90 minutes is the only time you'll ever see me doing that.
Yep.
What I do is I will work for about 20 minutes and then I have to get up and I have to go and play a video game or go and walk around, go get a snack or, something else. So I tend to work for 20 minutes and then go do something else and then work for 20 minutes and then go do something else. And this is also why I found that if I'd like to keep my paintings to under 2 hours if I can. So that way I know I could finish it in a day. So that's the thing. So if you have a short attention span like me, or ADHD, or in my case autism, don't set yourself up to fail by picking a huge 6-foot painting with thousands of characters and yada yada yada. Go ahead and do a simple portrait and do one a day. Just finish, because there's nothing like finishing a painting. It's I think I get that dopamine, I get that feeling of accomplishment by finishing that painting every day, and I love that. And then I do the same thing when I make a movie or a video too, is I get to say, "Oh, I made a video and I posted it," and so I've found ways to work around my, I don't want to call it a disability, but my inability um, to focus.
It's your superpower.
Yeah.
It is. You take a break, you come back, you're refreshed, and then you do more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like baking better than cooking. And yeah.
Blow dryer. It's gonna take a while. Let me go back here and add some more purple.
Jex says, as someone with autism, I can relate. Cheese and crackers. I like painting before bed, after my homework, while drinking an iced chai. Trash Panda says, I'm autistic as well. We say blow dryer so people can take out their
Some people are sensitive to noises.
and then take out their headphones because it gets really loud if you have your AirPods in. What brush are you using right now?
I am using the Etcher Labs ones, though they're starting to fray a little bit, and so I might go and use they had sent me a second pack.
Several people are like, wait, you have autism?
Yeah, I was undiagnosed my entire life, and just so many difficulties and everything. And then I went and got tested at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm. He did indeed. Let's see, what's the tea today? The tea today is the strong breakfast tea from Harrods. The Harrods strong breakfast this morning. I don't know, it's been hitting with me lately, just really, really a good flavor to wake up to in the morning. So we slept all night last night, and a lot of you know that our dog is getting older, and so she wakes up in the middle of the night to go outside. And this morning, I woke up at like 6:45 and took her downstairs, and OMG, the most beautiful sunrise.
Yeah, hold on, blow dryer.
Just the most beautiful sunrise this morning, guys. So I would just encourage you, those of you who are looking for inspiration, it could be out your kitchen window. You just never know. Scott hates acrylics. That is an art material he does not like.
Though I wound up liking them a little bit more when I tried the acrylics.
And the acrylic markers, you're obsessed with.
Yeah, I do like those.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. How do you get the motivation to draw so often?
I think you have up days and down days. You have times where you just don't have the motivation. That happens. But I think what also happens is when you realize how fortunate you are uh, to be able to do this, and you get to do something that you love. So that's only happened to me recently, is to do this. Before that, it was just sheer stubbornness and a desire to create. But now that I'm able to kind of do this as a career, it's just thankfulness. And we do have to get going on time, not early, but on time today, because
Yes, I have some.
Donna's got some errands to
today.
run.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are doing that today. So.
But yeah. So as you can see, this will probably be maybe a 2 to 3 hour piece.
Hold on, ADH Gaming. Your ink goes away with your watercolors because it's not waterproof. You need a waterproof pen.
Yeah.
Ellen says, not enough coffee this morning. Big thunderstorm kept me awake. Yeah, I feel ya. I'm sorry. Love from India.
Hugs from the Hobbit hole.
Yeah, we're so happy that you guys were here today. Thanks for being with us. And yes, he does like Overwatch and Zelda, and he plays those regularly. Ken just sent you a tip. I love your art.
Thank you.
Today.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You guys were very chatty today, and I love it that you're chatty. But Scott was also very verbose, so we couldn't get through as many questions as we wanted to. But
and I couldn't finish the whole piece, but you know what? I'm hating it less, and I
will finish it on Wednesday.
Maybe I could always save it. Would you guys like me to save it till Wednesday, or
to finish it on Wednesday, or what? And by us, of course, I don't.
Yeah, because I could do some nice stencils in the background and everything like that, and maybe do some nice.
Your diagnosis has helped you?
Oh, it's helped me so much because now I don't. Now I know. It we'll say this, like things like
they want you to save it till Wednesday.
Okay, like noise being overburdened, what is it, overwhelmed with noises, was just something that just happened. But then once you're diagnosed, and that is something that autistic people deal with, is just sensory overload, and then how they deal with it is putting on headphones or stepping away or whatever. Now I could put myself into situations, or if I'm in a situation, I know how to get out of it, and I know to get out of it. Before, it was just like, well, I'm just going to have to suck it up because everybody else is doing it. But
and on that note too, it's helped me because now I know not to tell him to suck it up. I know, I look at him and I can see when he's feeling uncomfortable, and do you need your headphones, or should you leave now, or are you okay? It helps everybody around you help you, because I don't have the same thing going on, but it helps. It's very helpful, and you understand it better. So breaks are important for artists. Indeed they are.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to cut us off because I really have to go, and I love you guys so much, and thank you for being here.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Happy Hanukkah to all of our friends who are celebrating, and happy Merry Christmas to everybody else. And I love you guys very much, and we will see you on Wednesday. Have a marvelous Monday, guys.